there is a question I've been meaning to try to answer for a long time, and one that might be troubling other artists as well. So what could that question be? Simple. When do you know when a painting is done? Hello, my name is Charlambos, and I go by Bob, and I'm not your typical painter. And in this video, I'm going to try to answer that question for everyone. I am currently trying to wrap up this painting of a moped right here. And for the most part, it looks done. But is it really? And to be honest, this is something I struggle with all the time, which is figuring out when to call it quits. Not finished, but quit. It's complicated. But first, ask yourself, when you finish a painting, are you really done or did you quit? Another question I want to ask is for those who actually say a painting is finished, how do you know? When I was in school, I was in a way forced to finish a painting. And that had to do because I had a due date. But when I look back at my work, I think of what I could have done differently if I had more time. To demonstrate, I will show you the kitchen I had when I was a sophomore at Maryland. In ways, I was forced to finish this painting, but deep down inside, I knew it wasn't. Besides the little details that I didn't capture, I felt it could have used more refinement. For example, like some of the sections, the paint is thin, and you could even see the white of the canvas in certain areas. This painting only took several sessions. I want to say about 2 or 3, and it was observational. When you look at my current painting of the moped, it is a lot smaller and way more packed in detail, and it even has more of the appearance of being finished, but in my heart it is not. And a lot of people say when you sign a painting, that's when you confirm it is complete. But I actually signed it not that long ago, and here I am saying it's not complete. And like usual, I hid my signature. To demonstrate, I'm going to show you my painting that I'm currently working on. At first glance, it looks like it might be done, but deep down inside, I know there is a lot of work that is left to be done. For example, I feel like I could refine the leaves a little more, sharpen the spokes, or even the grass blades. And I'm not completely satisfied with these chairs in the distance. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. Now, when can you really consider a painting done? I really tried to think about it, and one thing that I did think of is photorealism. Yes, photorealism. So theoretically, if you're able to copy a photo 100%, and when I mean 100%, I mean 100%. That means every detail, every color, every brick, leaf, and grass blade practically matching the photo. And again, 100%. I suppose then the painting is done, because that was the goal. But is that even achievable? I'm certain that even if that was the goal, there probably is still a few missing details, or 2, or a million, that do not match the photo. Let's talk about abstract art. Yes, abstract art. Now there is nothing more different to realism than abstract art. And with that said, how do you know if your piece is finished? There might be a brush stroke off, or is that the right color in the end? Or maybe a slight difference in color might make all the difference. Ask yourself, is there anything you could have done differently? Or maybe improve the composition by painting some sort of pattern. That is why I'm willing to conclude we don't finish our artwork, but instead we just move on. Yes, that's right, move on. And that is what I feel like I'm about to do with this painting right here, which is move on. At the end of this video, I will probably work on this painting a little more, but not much. So when an artist decides to just move on, is it really quitting? I'm actually very torn. Part of me wants to continue on, and another part of me wants to just start a new painting. If I really want to keep working on this painting, I'll get this feeling at one point that I might as well just start a new one. I'm not 100% sold on the pavement with these tiles right here, and same goes for also the reflection of the leaves. Then I really think about it and ask myself, is it really quitting? Or is it that the experience you gained from working on this painting, the thing that truly matters? I could be wrong, but I really thought about all the paintings I've done, and I cannot think of a single one where I could say it is 100% complete. In ways, instead, I just moved on. But moved on with the experience. And the experience is very important. It helps us as artists in the future. I mean, next time I do a complex painting, I'll probably do something different because I will remember some of the struggles I had with this painting right here. And I had a lot of struggles. And there were at some points while working on it that I was really regretting my choice. A while back I was going to do a painting of this moped, but I chose not to do it because I looked at the moped itself and I saw it was quite beat up with lots of imperfections, and it looks like it's barely functionable. But a couple months ago I gave it another thought and I said this might be a nice challenge, to the point where I'm not even sure how to finish this painting. So to wrap up this video, and to try to answer the question of when do you know your painting is done, well, honestly, it's up to you. As for me, like I like to say in other videos, you get to a certain point where all the little changes amount to almost absolutely nothing. And then you start to think you might as well just move on and do something completely new. And theoretically, I'm admitting I'm possibly not even done, but I am acknowledging the experience. I don't know if everyone else feels the same or different. Let me know in the comments. And if I didn't answer your question, I apologize. I might continue working on this painting, I don't know. But I'll post a video probably soon of how it was done from beginning to end. Anyhow, for more of my work, check out my Instagram. Not your typical painter, of course. And I have an Etsy shop too, The Greek Painter. Anyhow, until next time, bye for now.